howdy, hey, welcome to Nate Talks. My name is Nate, and over the course of the last 17 and a half years, I've been in 4 car accidents. One of them was when I was really little, so I don't remember it that well. One of them wasn't that big a deal because it was just really foggy and I couldn't see and I ran up on the curb. One of them was my sister and I were in the car with my mom and we totaled the car, but everyone was fine. But the one with the most interesting story happened the summer between 7th and 8th grade. I was living in Texas at the time on Fort Hood because my dad is in the military. My dad, I believe, was actually in Iraq while this was happening. My mom and my sister were, I believe, at CiCi's Pizza with my sister's soccer team, and I was at home by myself. Now, on Fort Hood, Texas, the thing to do for 13-year-olds, or at least it was when I was there, was we would go to this youth center. Not to go to the youth center to like play sports or play games or whatever, but to ride down this giant hill that was right in front of it. We would take our bikes or our Razor scooters, which at that point I think were still cool, and we would just ride down lots of times. I don't know why we did it, because honestly, getting back up the hill was not worth the ride down, but we did. It passed for fun. So I thought I'd go do that. This place was not far from my house. At the end of my street, there was like a side street that connected to this 5-lane road I had to cross, and then there was the hill on the other side of that road. So I get on my bike, I speed down my driveway, I'm going as fast as I can down this little side street, and I'm coming to this 5-lane road. I did not make it to the hill. Now before I go any further, I want to make it abundantly clear, I looked both ways. I looked this way, and then I looked this way, and I saw the car. And now you're probably like, Nate, you're stupid. Why would you go if you saw the car? No, the car was really far away. I had room to go, or so I thought. Literally, the last thought that went through my head before I crossed this street was, I can make it. I was incorrect. Like I said, this road was 5 lanes, and I made it 4 lanes over, and realized that the car that was, like, way over there was now, like, right here. And so I swerved. The car caught my handlebar first, and I really think I left a dent. And because it hit my handlebars, it twisted them, which catapulted me forward. Now, if I had this day to do over, knowing what I know now, I would do nothing different, and this is why. I was airborne for about 1.5 seconds. I flew, and it was awesome. Granted, the landing was uncomfortable, but the actual flying part, that was fun. Anyway, I landed mostly on my right side. I hit my shoulder, my arm, and my ankle. I actually still have a scar from that on my shoulder, and it looks like a strawberry. So, instantly after hitting the ground, I got up, picked up my bike, and wheeled it over to the side of the road, and started to fix the handlebars, because they were, like, twisted at this point. And I'm, at this point, pretty engaged with fixing my bike, but I turn around, and there's people, like, stopping and getting out of their cars to see if I'm okay. And all of these people saw me get up and walk across the street and act like nothing happened. Like, all of these people know I'm fine. Or they should. But not so, because this one guy comes up to me, and he's huge, right? And I want you to remember that we're on an army post. So he's wearing an army uniform. He comes up, big dude, lifts up my shirt without warning, the back of it. And when he lifts up my shirt, he says these words. I swear, these words came out of this guy's mouth. He said, "He's got scrapes, we have to call an ambulance." Scrapes. I don't... So the guy calls an ambulance. The ambulance gets there and they call my mom, who is still at CiCi's Pizza. And this is what they say to her on the phone. She answers and they say, "Mrs. Hutchings, your son has been involved in a car accident." I don't remember the rest of the conversation too well because at this point I was occupied with the paramedics, but they, like, didn't mention at first that I was fine. Like, they waited a little bit to tell her that. Didn't sound like very good people skills to me. And as this is happening, there's a paramedic with, like, shears coming up to me, and I didn't know what he was gonna do, but he starts cutting my shirt off of my body. Because apparently when you get hit by a car, you lose the ability to remove clothing for yourself. I don't know why they needed my shirt off anyway. I wouldn't have cared, but that was my favorite t-shirt. It had, like, headphones on it. I don't know why I thought that was cool. I was not well dressed at this point in my life. But it was my favorite shirt. My favorite shirt, gone. I actually still have my torn up old favorite shirt somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I have it, and it's, like, unwearable completely. You know what it looks like? It looks like a toga for, like, a toddler. Like, that's the extent to which they cut it up. That's not really relevant to the story. I just thought I'd share because it made me mad. And they strap me to the, like, gurney thing. They have me in a neck brace also, so I feel like I'm like Hannibal Lecter, like all strapped in. And they, you know, lean me back and, you know, push me into the ambulance, and about this time my mom gets there. She, like, pokes her head through the passenger side door of the ambulance, and at this point I'm, like, strapped to the thing, and I can't really wave, so I'm just like, "Hey, Mom, no, I'm fine, really." Then they take me to the hospital. On my way to the hospital, they take out needles. I thought that they were gonna, like, hook me up to, like, some fluid or something like that, like with an IV. No, they just put needles in me. Again, so many things about this story don't make sense to me. I got to the hospital and they gave me, like, a hospital gown, which I still have, by the way. I also have the hospital gown. They gave it to me, obviously, because they had destroyed my shirt. Now, I guess they had given my shirt to my mom or something like that, because my tattered favorite shirt was there in the room. And so the first thing that the doctor says when he comes into the room, and I'm not making this up, is, "Let's see what's on your shirt. You can tell a lot about a person by what's written on his shirt." This, by the way, is me holding the shirt. That's pantomime. So we had a brief discussion about my shirt. Then, you know, he makes sure I feel okay and whatever, and he says that I can go. There was an option for us to get x-rays, but I had been there for like 2 hours at this point, and I was clearly fine, so we did not go that route. So I go to leave, and then, like, I'm on my way out of the room, and I notice that there's still needles in my arms. And I tell the doctor, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I guess we better take those out." Yeah, no, I thought that I would just avoid metal detectors from now on. So he takes the needles out, I go home, and so ends a very strange day. So there's that.